Join our commentary partnership today. They are the former Millwall and Arsenal coach and one-time Charlton manager Theo Foley, and as ever at a cold and frosty St James's Park, it's Brian Moore.
Thanks a lot, Saint. You do pick the good places to be in on a day like this, I must say. It's truly arrived up here, winter. They say it was 7 degrees below freezing last night and still 4 degrees below this morning. I think we ought maybe to forget about the cold for a little while if we can, and get on first of all with the team information for you, starting with Newcastle, with Pavel Cernacek from Czechoslovakia in goal. 2 is Barry Venison, 3 John Beresford, 4 Liam O'Brien, 5 Kevin Scott, 6 Stephen Howie, 7 Robert Lee, and then in place of Gavin Peacock, who's got flu, it's Paul Bracewell. Number 9 is David Kelly, 10 is Lee Clark, and 11 is Kevin Sheedy. Well, in the absence of the top scorer, Peacock, well, that's a real blow for Newcastle. Robert Lee, the former Charlton man, now moves forward to join David Kelly in attack, and Bracewell will take Lee's place in the midfield. We've got Newcastle coming out. I'll give you the Millwall side in just a moment, but it's a wonderful atmosphere, as we always get here at St James's Park, of course. We were here earlier this season for a stupendous game in the first division of the Barclays League between Newcastle and Swindon that finished goalless. Millwall, in fact, did the double over Newcastle last season, and we'll be hoping that they can, they've got a good record up here, hoping they can pinch 3 points here again this afternoon. Let's check on the Millwall side then. The American Casey Keller's in goal. Number 2 is Kenny Cunningham, 3 Ian Dawes, 4 Andy May, 5 is Colin Cooper, 6 Keith Stevens, 7 Andy Roberts, 8 Jamie Morley, 9 the former Newcastle United youngster Ian Bogey, 10 replacing John Byrne, who's got a thigh injury, is John Goodman, and 11 is Phil Barber. Millwall favour the what is called the diamond midfield. May just in front of the defence, Bogey just behind the strikers, and Roberts and Barber on the flanks. I'm sure they're going to miss the experience of John Byrne, but Morley and Goodman are their 2 main strikers today. The 2 substitutes for Newcastle, Franz Carr and Brian Kilcline, and for Millwall, Malcolm Allen and Alex Ray. And our referee here in Newcastle today, Stephen Bell of Huddersfield. Barry Venison, the captain of Newcastle today, in place of Gavin Peacock, who's their top scorer with 14. But Gavin, in fact, had a fitness test about an hour and a half ago, and he came off saying he felt quite sick, and he's got a real bad touch of flu, and so he's out of the Newcastle side. But it's a real big day also for the Millwall number 9, Ian Bogey. 25-year-old midfielder. That's a real incentive for him, because, as I said, he started his career here at St James's Park with Paul Gascoigne, in fact, and I think in many ways the label as the next Gazza, which is what they called him when Paul Gascoigne went off to Tottenham, made life very difficult indeed for young Ian, and after 21 games he moved on to Preston and thence to Millwall. Keith Stevens, number 6, the long-serving Millwall captain. Theo Foley's up here with me. What about these conditions? Half frost and half clear, Theo?
The only thing I think, Brian, that will save it is that the undersoil heating should keep the whole thing pretty good. But it is quite daunting where the ice has managed to stay, and we're very high up here, and it looks a little bit like it could have a little effect on the players early on.
The after-soil heating was switched on yesterday and carried on right through the night. The Newcastle seeking to put an even more comfortable cushion between themselves and the following pack. And now 9 points ahead of the rest of the field, 9 points ahead of Tranmere Rovers. Millwall playing so well this season, a 4th. Just, this was gone, but Kenny Cunningham hasn't heard it. They had just a slight wobble, which they corrected, of course, with a victory against Grimsby last week. Got a good record here, in fact. Reading in the programme today, beaten only once in 7 visits. Ian Dawes with a throw from Millwall in the all-blue strip. And you get a good shot there of the crowd behind Casey Keller's goal. And the ball skidding around on that frosty surface. Howie giving it away there to Roberts, who in turn puts a curious ball forward and gives an early touch to the Czech goalkeeper Pavel Cernicek. Tommy Wright, who started the season in goal for Newcastle, back and playing in the reserves again, but not quite fully match fit. Benison missing that one. Morley couldn't keep it in play. Here's Lee Clark. Swift challenge there by Andy May. Number 8, Paul Bracewell. Certainly Paul has had his problems with injuries over the years. 30 years old now. Excellent team player with Stoke. And a wonderful spell with Everton. There's Andy May. And then, of course, with Sunderland before coming here to Newcastle. Theo?
I would say that sort of tackle will definitely test his fitness, Brian. I feel that midfield players do make these tackles early on, especially to test just how important the game is to them. But really, I think it's a little bit unnecessary, because we're talking about 10 yards from the touchline, 10 yards over the halfway line, and I would think Paul Bracewell will pick himself up, but he'll be well aware that Andy May has given a little reminder.
Well, it's Barry Benison who's the captain today for Newcastle with the free kick for the home side. Liam O'Brien's up in there, big tall figure. So too was Scott, but Dawes nods it away. In the game there by Bracewell. Morley jumping for that one, didn't really get a positive touch on it, and just booted, toe-ended away there by Andy Roberts. Roberts again, just keeping it in play for Millwall. Bogey, little flick forward, finds Morley with that one. Should certainly be no lack of pace about Millwall in attack, because Morley not only works very hard, but he's quick as well, and Goodman is like lightning. Got into the final of the Rumbelows Sprint Challenge, did John Goodman at Wembley last season. Here's Bogey again. Had a nice comfortable start to this game. The ball now finding its way to Ian Dawes, and now here is Goodman trying to play the ball inside. Knocked away by O'Brien and then by Howie. Stephen Howie watching John Goodman there. Ian Dawes with the throw for Millwall. Barber didn't control it. Knocked forwards by O'Brien to Kelly. Here's Lee Clark from the Barclays Young Eagle of the month, for the month of November before this game. It's such a award that young Lee Clark has got. Kenny Cunningham got a little tied up there. Jamie Morley, incidentally, won that Barclays Award for London and the South East for November. It's John Beresford. It's a Newcastle ball. Quite a full house here at St James's Park, but not far short. Newcastle 9 points clear. The place really bubbling here. It's Bogey who gets it away with a header. Beresford, formerly with Portsmouth. Ball with the right foot. Stern and a swift challenge there by Millwall. To Morley on the far side. Roberts has made the breakdown the flank. Barber's waiting in the middle. Cernicek came for it. Bogey. Good play here by Millwall. Dawes. Anything might happen on this sliding, slippery surface. Those low balls played into the box can often cause all sorts of problems. But here come Newcastle with Bracewell. Getting the ball forward now to Robert Lee. Played forward by Benison. Benison again. And again. Hit high towards Kelly. Good jump that time by Stevens, but not Knocked out by Sheedy, bringing Beresford nicely into the play there, taking on Cunningham, playing the ball in. And Clark just lost his feet somehow. He started off with a little welter of goals, 3 in about the first 5 games, did Lee Clark. But he's now gone 22 games without scoring, and looked for a moment to be fairly close to it there until he got tangled up.
Got very, very anxious there, Brian. I felt that he hadn't scored for such a long time. That's exactly what made him be so anxious. Looks a very interesting contest already.
Barber. Scott. Sheedy. Knocking it forward again. Bracewell's right in there. Keller, good timing. And excellent anticipation by the young American against Paul Bracewell. Cunningham, little chip forward, nicely played there. Goodman did well. Played it for Bogey. Bogey continuing the run here. Really wants to show these Newcastle fans something, and still it goes on with Goodman. The referee's played it on, and Barber with the shot didn't really get a hold of that one. Had he done so, we could well have had Millwall into an early lead.
Everybody stopped there, Brian. I think they're waiting on the free kick. Very good bit of referee. Excellent.
Sheedy's touch. Kelly. Bracewell. Here's Lee Clark again. And a great save by Keller. That was much more like it from young Clark. Took the ball nicely in his stride and got in a formidable shot, but some excellent goalkeeping in difficult circumstances by the 23-year-old Keller. But a corner then for Newcastle. Sheedy with it towards O'Brien. Difficult in this sort of situation, but Millwall were equal to it, and it was Ian Dawes, I think, who knocked that one away. All the pass goes back from Venison. Cernicek has to come a long way out. Beresford hit long towards Kelly. Keith Stevens with a header for Millwall. Bracewell sweeping it wide, but too wide for Sheedy. Roberts, good, Barber, and now Bogey. May losing out to Robert Lee. Brought down a free kick, a foul by Roberts on Lee. Play for Beresford. Kelly waiting in the middle. He waits in vain. No, Beresford might find him now. Cross comes in. Kelly looks to head on the end of it. Goal kick.
There's a very interesting tussle already, Brian, developing between the boy Clark and May. And I don't think May likes actually marking him, and that seems to be his job. And Clark's run and the save by Keller, absolutely first class. Really impressed with the boy Keller. I'm sure he's never played in these conditions before.
Certainly not played here before. Wasn't in the side when Millwall came here last April and won by a goal to nil, a Malcolm Allen goal. Kenny Cunningham with the throw for Millwall. Coming up to the 10-minute mark, still 0-0 here at St James's Park. But it's Newcastle who've made the running. And they get a free kick now. Well, it's a real test today of Millwall's potential against a side that's 9 points clear at the top of the first division of the Barclays League. Beresford with the free kick. Played it short to Lee. Difficulty turning. Comfortable catch for Keller. Dawes. 10 minutes now gone. Bogey. Making it over the head of Roberts, picking up Beresford. well played by him, but Kelly can't get at the end of it. And Keller knocks it away. And Kelly, a little slow getting back, caught offside. A free kick to Millwall. Newcastle have lost 3 in the league so far. Only 1 at home, and that was to Grimsby. Very unexpectedly, that one. Although Grimsby have been playing some good stuff. And away to Leicester, and then last week, of course, away to Barnsley. Keller with a kick. O'Brien. Liam O'Brien. Hey, neat play, just tucking it forward for Bogey. Bogey trying to get Goodman away. Goodman looking up, and I think, yes, has shown too much of that to Harry, who got back so quickly. Great ball by Bogey out of midfield, though. And a throw here for Millwall, which Ian Dawes will take. Barber chipping it in. Kelly just knocking it on. Here's Lee. Swift challenge that time from Cunningham. Played into Goodman. Knocking it back again. Lee gets there for this one, though. But there was a foul by Howie on Goodman. A free kick to Millwall. Goodman, who lost his place in the side when John Byrne arrived at the Den. Stevens gone up for this one. Goodman's up for this one. Cooper's in there as well. It's an interesting and a very good free kick by Dawes. A wicked free kick there. It was curling in and just wanted a touch from any one of about 3 or 4 Millwall players. Bogey's in there now. Can he turn away on something? No. Bracewell drags it away for Newcastle. Sheedy playing it in for Lee. Down the line for Clark. What an excellent free kick it was a moment ago, Theo Foley.
Yes, it was indeed, and it was, I tell you what, it was amazed me how many Newcastle defenders stood and just watched. And even when the ball was played back, Goodman had a good chance. That was a definite chance. Ian Dawes getting an awful lot of room, Brian.
May playing that ball to him. Bogey's gone wide. Still with Bogey. May winning. Stevens. Cooper. Dawes. Little touch there by Roberts, I think it was, finding Goodman, and now Jamie Morley. Here's Morley with a shot. Picked out of the air well by Cernicek. This game's got some good things about it.
It certainly has. I think Millwall have sort of weathered the storm at the moment, Brian. The first 10 minutes I thought they perhaps might get overrun, but they really have settled down and played some very good stuff and not been allowed to be pushed back.
Well, I think John Beresford seems to be struggling on the far side, and I noticed that Brian Kilcline is warming up. All through to Casey Keller. Beresford looks to be struggling a bit. Kilcline, of course, a big central defender, really made his name with Coventry City. Just wonder whether they might slip. Howie, I imagine, might well go out of the centre. In the meantime, it's Clark trying to get an error out of Keith Stevens. Knocked away by Keller. Too high for Morley. Scott knocking it through. Good ball by Scott for Kelly. Saved again by Keller.
Smashing football, Brian. Really, I mean, whatever the conditions are like, football is smashing. Lovely touch, lovely play.
That was a bad kick by Keller, though. Cooper, well at home here, of course. Born in Durham, I think he was, and certainly played a fair bit of his football at Middlesbrough. Morley's cross. Now he gets it away. Substitution is going to be made. Indeed, it's John Beresford who's coming off. A new hairstyle. You probably remember Brian Kilcline. It used to be fuzz and curls everywhere. A real man mountain, but
simply red.
Look, here we are.
He looks more like Mickey Hucknall than Barry Kilcline to me. I wouldn't be surprised, Brian, if they move Kevin Sheedy back into there.
Into left back?
Yes, or possibly Liam O'Brien.
See, I mean, Kilcline, I would think almost certainly will go to centre back, won't he?
Yes.
Yes, Howie,
yeah,
I think,
Howie.
I think Howie. I don't seem to be too sure at the moment. Kilcline can't get the message through. Yes, Howie, in fact, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, it looks as though Howie is going to left back. Beresford, we understand, has got a hamstring pull.
I'm always amazed that players get hamstrings, Brian, on these conditions especially, unless he's had it before. He really should have had a really good warm-up.
Here's Roberts. O'Brien, taking it away. Bogey. Now his header again. Foul by Lee that time, jumping at the opponent, who was Cunningham. A free kick to Millwall. Again, Colin Cooper's forward for this, and Keith Stevens. Curling another one in. And, well, it was Bracewell who knocked it away. These Millwall free kicks are so clever, and they're causing such problems now for Newcastle. Bogey, little touch, and a nice little touch there for May. May couldn't keep it going. Scott gets it away. Dawes challenging Kelly. Here's Bogey again. He really has got the bit between the teeth this afternoon. Oh, he played well there. But then took on a little too much, and here's Lee Clark. O'Brien, nice play from Newcastle now. Clark keeping it going. A lovely little touch there from Robert Lee. Played wide by Bracewell now for Venison. As Newcastle get a hit of steam going, and knocked in there by Kelly, and easily, quite comfortably saved by Keller.
I wouldn't think Mick McCartney would be too happy with the lad Polgy at the moment, Brian. He's doing too much, trying to impress too much. The fact that he's got back in the team, and he nearly put them in trouble there.
May with the long ball played forward, and it was Morley who was just fractionally offside. Ian Bogey there, 25 years old. Was here from 85 to 89. Played just 21 games in that time. Senacek knocked away by May.
I wonder what an effect that will have Venison going off for them, Brian. It found to disrupt them for a little while.
Beresford
rather, yes.
So Brian gets it back to Senacek. Sheedy. It's a lovely ball by Sheedy, but also some excellent covering by May, who's doing a terrific job for Millwall in that important position just in front of the back four. Lee, stopped that time by Roberts. Newcastle's throw. Lee Clark. Andy May. This is Goodman. It's quick, but his passing was off there. Easily cut out by O'Brien. Sheedy chasing, but the man they call Rhino down at the den, Keith Stevens, comfortably there, beating Sheedy for the ball. Bogey battling for it, but didn't quite get to it. Liam O'Brien got there first, but it's a Millwall throw with 20 minutes of the game gone. Still Newcastle 0, Millwall 0. A win today puts Newcastle 12 points clear. Well, if Millwall win, they go up to equal third with West Ham behind Newcastle and Tranmere Rovers. Scott, difficult to turn, and has made a mistake, and it's Morley! And Millwall are ahead! A serious mistake in the Newcastle defence. Pounced on by Jamie Morley, who seems to make a habit of scoring live on the London match, and has done it again here to put Millwall 1-0 ahead.
That was a real bad mistake, Brian, because I'm sure the lad must have been aware that he's back to goal. He took ages to turn around, and he won't need me to remind him that that was a very, very bad mistake. All credit to the boy Morley. Took the chance, put it away excellently, and I'm sure he'll remember his visit here today.
Yeah, he was telling me before the start, he's never been here before. He said, I can't believe what's happened to me. I think he said it's either only 12 or 14 games he's had, both here and at Crystal Palace. And here I am in this stadium, but, well, he's crowned it with a goal. But here come Newcastle. Lee playing it in. And Kelly almost forcing it over the line. It's almost like a rugby scrum there. And I think Keller may have got it in the end, at any rate, with about 10 players involved there. No more than a yard from the line, and smiling faces coming up from the ruck. I think suggesting that Millwall might have got a free kick. Newcastle not too happy with that, but it's so important when you score a goal that you get 1 or 2 tackles in quickly, and suddenly Millwall will look to be caught out in that 6-yard area, and what a scramble followed here. Kelly, in go Millwall, and in the end, the referee's whistle there stops it all. It's 1-0 Millwall, and they get the free kick. Centre that Millwall wanted. Sheedy. Hit Sheedy in the face. Keller can pick it up if he wants to. Scott with a header. Cunningham knocked it for Roberts. Goodman jumping. Morley's header, a good header. Andy Roberts, crossed in by him, and Benison kept his cool. Not difficult on a day like this, mind you. Let it go across his body and was able to get it away, although Phil Barber then came in to make sure that he didn't make too much progress. Newcastle's throw, Robert Lee with it now. Cunningham, back to Keller. Got to measure those passes so carefully on this surface. Andy May. Goodman chasing. Sernacek right to the edge of his box. Bogey, touching it for Dawes. Millwall's throw. Free kick to Newcastle. Man who played for Leighton Wingate, and then for Bromley, John Goodman. Kelly's header. Here's Dawes. Phil Klein backpedaling. It's not his sort of surface there. Big Phil Klein. Here's Cooper, watching for Lee Clark, hoping that the ball will gather a bit of pace. And then he's given it away. Unlike Cooper, that to Robert Lee. Whipped it in. O'Brien was there. In fact, Roberts was a little slow to do anything positive in that Millwall penalty area. Benison to Clark, to Benison, to Lee Clark. In again. Played for Lee. A shot across the face of the Millwall goal, behind for the goal kick.
Even at this stage, Brian, I feel the loss of Gavin Peacock is quite evident, because I think Robert Lee would really prefer to be in this wide position. And he even showed in those two occasions that in that position he's very, very confident.
Well, Charlton will be the first to admit they haven't been quite the same since he's gone. May with a header. Clark again. Cunningham up to Roberts. It's a Millwall throw. It's a long ball again by Cooper. Goodman chasing. Morley's in the middle. Barber's available for him. Morley will go for this one. It's knocked out to Sheedy. That wonderful left foot of his, but this time stopped by Dawes. Barber again. Plenty of experience in this left side of Millwall. Ian Dawes, who had a great career at Queen's Park Rangers, of course, and Phil Barber, the number 11, on the ball at the moment at Crystal Palace. Dawes gets it in. It's another Millwall throw. 0-0, 1-0 to Millwall, rather. Clark keeping it in play. Benison knocking it forward. Up goes Kelly. Nice little touch by Clark. Here's Lee. He did well to get away from May there. Another free kick to Newcastle. Taken while the ball was moving. Newcastle fans not happy with that, but Benison knew all about it. Benison knocking it towards Kelly. Touched on by David Kelly. Benison, Clark. Knocked back again. It's a difficult one actually for Keller. That was bouncing towards him in that box. Stevens getting it away. Benison. Robert Lee, a little touch in. Robert Lee playing wide on the right at the moment.
That was certainly one of Keller's tackles.
Lee. Sheedy. Now he's gone up ahead of him. Left foot again, clearing the head of Liam O'Brien that time. Knocked forward, Goodman knocking it back. Comes through to Goodman again. May, oh, they're losing out now. Kelly taking it up again for Newcastle, looking for support. There's none there. And a weak shot that finished it off. And Millwall continue to lead by Jamie Morley's goal after 21 minutes. We've now played 30 minutes. Newcastle 0, Millwall 1. Trying to panic the goalkeeper. Lee chasing. Some good defending though by Cooper. Scott though for Newcastle. Paul Klein. Benison. Ryan playing it wide. Or Howie playing it wide for Clark. A goal kick.
They're really finding it hard, Newcastle, to break down the Millwall defence. They funnel back very well, Brian. Sit in and hold the zones, Millwall. When the ball is played back, then they come up those little few yards. They do it very, very well. There's no doubt about it. Ian and Mick have worked very hard on that. Newcastle have got to be patient. But Millwall look to me when they have the ball as if they're a very, very good side indeed.
Well, they're also facing a very good side. Newcastle United leading comfortably in the first division as Clark finds Kelly. Waiting again. At time Dawes is there. Played in again by Howie. Now back to big Brian Kilcline. Into Clark. Swift challenge again by Andy May. Benison versus Bogey. And a free kick in the end given to Millwall. Stevens, May, Barber, Dawes. He's gone past his man Bracewell towards Morley. Get it away, but again without great conviction. But now they have with a little ball from O'Brien to Sheedy. Knocked up to Lee. Oh! O'Brien couldn't quite get on the end of that one, and Millwall gratefully pick it up and go off again. Except that it's into touch for a Newcastle throw. In fact, there was obviously a free kick just on the edge of that touch there, but not one there. Kilcline. Stephen Howie. Used to be a striker. A nice ball through now to Lee. Howie again, a good cross. Kelly couldn't quite get on the end of it the far side, and Millwall happy to put that one behind for the corner.
What a lovely bit of football.
Terrific bit of football.
Terrific.
Here comes the corner now. As we see again, the ball played in. Dawes, fortunately for us, gets it away. Referee and linesman agree that it's a Millwall throw. 5,000 people on the other side of the field saw it another way. They might just be biased. May, who's been absolutely superb in this first half, but now the ball comes through to Clark. It's a delightful ball from Clark. Benison getting on the end of it. Oh, and a break this time with Bracewell. Robert Lee's waiting in the middle. Kelly's in there too, still with Bracewell on the far side. The left one of Sheedy, and it comes off the post. Caught it on the volley, did Kevin Sheedy, across the face of the Millwall goal, and it just clipped off the far post. Sitting up nicely for him. And there it is, off the post. Millwall breathe again and retain their one-goal lead.
He's probably as good as anybody, Brian, from that position. I would have banked that one going in. That was a lovely strike. Of course, he could have took it down, but that's Kevin Sheedy. It's been great football, O'Brien. Super football on the conditions, I think.
And still
really
10 minutes of the first half to go. Hey. Kelly. Benison. Morley coming back to chase, but still with Benison. Clark on the far side. There's his shot. There's Casey Keller. Terrific young player, former England schoolboy captain, England under 21. This Keller Lee Clark You'd bet your bottom dollar that in the next 2 or 3 years, a full England cap will probably follow it. Fantastic prospect. Here comes Kelly. Playing for all they're worth for this equaliser now, but that was a poor ball, and Bogey gets back there. Finds Barber with it, and now Goodman on the chase, and he is quick, but the keeper got there first, Cernicek.
I think what Millwall have done, Brian, is set this stall out to defend and catch them on the break, and at the moment it's working. If they keep their nerve, Newcastle can keep their nerve as well. We're in for a really good contest.
Barber. Bracewell. Newcastle's ball. Kevin Keegan on his feet, Terry McDermott sitting down alongside him. Stephen gets it back. Keller on the left foot this time, gets it away to where it's safe. Caught by Keegan, in fact, to great applause. Dawes with a throw for Millwall. Kelly, a nice little touchdown for O'Brien. Stopped by Roberts unfairly, a free kick. Now we'll have to watch out for Sheedy here. It's his sort of range. O'Brien hits a very strong free kick. Indeed, it is Sheedy and O'Brien. There's Sheedy over it now. O'Brien's there as well. It's Sheedy, it's shot! Keller was alive to it, and needed to be.
That was most unusual, Brian. I don't know if the referee blew the whistle then. Must have said you can take it when you like. It was a smashing shot.
Ball still forming, and Keller did really well. Said it before, though, it's worth repeating, Theo, as Bill Nicholson always used to say, when the ball goes dead, good players come alive. Well, Sheedy certainly came alive there, and so did Keller.
Yes, all credit to everybody. I think he was thinking about lining up the wall, but he was certainly on the ball.
It's a goal kick for Millwall. Cold really beginning to bite now. I have to say they're very hospitable up here. They arrived with tea and hot coffee before the start, and just before the start, believe it or not, the chairman arrived with a bottle of scotch, but that's not until afterwards, Theo.
I hope not, Brian.
Here's Dawes. Oh, Cooper, will he be called out here? Clark's after him. Clark falls, referee puts his hands behind his back. No foul. Just for a moment, you wonder whether Colin Cooper would keep his nerve, but he did superbly. O'Brien, spreading it wide. Venison. Here's Goodman. Dawes, and an offside flag against Phil Barber. Not much in it, but it had the promise of a really excellent run by Barber from the midfield.
He's making his own rules there, Barry Venison.
Free kick up towards Liam O'Brien. Good positive header there from Keith Stevens, though. O'Brien was just looking for that little flick on into the Millwall box, and Stevens read that so well. Clark, who's getting through a lot of work, and here he is again. He's got the better of Dawes this time. Nicked the ball there towards Bracewell. Oh, a lovely turn by him. Headed away by Cooper. It's a valuable defensive header there by Millwall's number 5. Clark again. Super game of football, this one, and Millwall still leading it by a goal to 0. Harry playing it in, knocked down again. Will Bracewell get on the end of this? He missed his kick. Newcastle claiming desperately for a penalty, but I saw nothing there. Missed kick by Bracewell. Four minutes to go to half-time. Newcastle 0, Millwall 1.
I definitely think the boy Roberts just got the ball and possibly looked worse than it did. On looking back on, I wouldn't have given a penalty, Brian. I didn't think that even Bracewell really thought it was a penalty either. Roberts just won the ball. But it is a good test, isn't it? He who dares wins.
Harry. Kilt Klein right in there. And Sheedy, I think it was. Yes, with the unfavoured right foot. And three Millwall players surrounding the referee, unhappy with something there. And Stevens and Cooper at any rate's been called to him. And Stevens also. But whatever it was, it's ended amicably, and Millwall gets a goal kick. 2.5 minutes to the interval. And so far, an excellent first half for Millwall. Kilt Klein with a header. Another free kick for Newcastle. Harry Benison with it. O'Brien's made a late dash into the box. Barber, in fact, hooks it away for Millwall, not very far. Goodman tries to keep it going, but Bracewell turns it wide. Here's Cooper on the far side for Millwall. It's going to be a throw to Newcastle. They want to take it quickly. Sheedy. Defended well, Millwall. And they continue to do so as Venison plays it in again. Stevens that time with a header away. Scott will lift it in there again. There it goes. This time Stevens knocks it as far as Sheedy. Dawes beaten in the air. A flag up for an offside. And a free kick to Millwall.
I wouldn't think that was offside, Brian. Keith Stevens was going back and in fact played them onside. I think they've got the lines on acting a little bit sharp there.
Millwall not complaining though. Yes. As we come to a minute to go to a half-time interval. Casey Keller with the kick. Morley chasing this one, didn't quite get his head to it though. Barber playing it wide. Goodman, great worker. Didn't quite manage to do anything there to Millwall's profit. It's a goal kick to Newcastle. Cunningham. Scott, and he upended Morley as well. Lucky not to concede a free kick there, or maybe he has. Yeah, the whistle's gone. I think Scott might well get the booking here as well.
He looks very uncomfortable, Brian, because he made the mistake and he got the ball there, and because he made the mistake on the pass, I think he overreacted and resulted in fouling the lad Morley. And it really has been a good test, hasn't it? Good test for both teams. Millwall, I think, as I said, have adopted that attitude, sitting back and taking the pressure. And I think Newcastle will have to be at their very best to try and prize that defence. Cooper still impresses me, Brian.
I tell you what, Andy May has impressed me greatly today. Number 4, I think, has done so well just in front of that back four, hasn't he?
He has indeed. I didn't think he'd relish that job, but obviously you're a better judge than me.
So hard, Millwall getting back quickly as soon as Senechek had the ball, but the whistle has gone for half-time, And what a good first half it's been for Millwall, taking full advantage of a defensive mistake after 21 minutes. Jamie Morley, here he is, scored his 7th goal of the season for Millwall to put them into the lead by 1-0 here on frosty St James's Park.
Welcome back. Well, Clive Allen, who we were waiting for earlier in the show, turned up like the good pro he is, right for kick-off. And what a good game it is, isn't it?
Very good game, yes. I think it's a little bit treacherous underfoot, and maybe it might get a little bit more icy as the game wears on.
That's right.
But Millwall defended so well that I only hope they don't make a mistake, really, at this stage.
You want the London boys to win it?
I think so, yes. I think they've deserved what they've done. They've done well so far. And yeah, and I think that you know, if they keep the defence tight as they have, they've not let Newcastle get in behind them. It's a good performance so far.
Well, they almost did when Lee Clark got through after about 5 minutes here, got through an inside left channel.
Yeah, he's done this so well all season. He makes his forward runs, and obviously the delivery was very good there. He's had a good first touch, and he's just looking to shoot. But, you know, the goalkeeper stood his ground and made a very good save, turned it round the post.
Yeah, no, this is a goal. This was what we were talking about, a mistake here by number 5, Scott, in the first instance.
Yeah, I think he couldn't go back to the goalkeeper. I think, you know, the rules come into play there. Morley's closed him down well, and once he's had that first touch, he's waited for the goalkeeper to commit himself, chipped it over him very, very well, took it well.
Beautiful. I mean, he is a classy little player, isn't he, Jamie Morley?
Yes, he's scoring goals now, and regularly for Millwall, so, you know, he's showing what he can do, and that's a valuable goal for Millwall.
Now, we were talking about, you were saying about how well Millwall have defended. Well, this was the scramble of all scrambles, wasn't it?
Yeah, Newcastle keep working the ball into feet, into the box. They've got a cross in, Lee's got a cross in here, and the goalkeeper never quite gets hold of it or never gets his hands on the ball. So I think that Kelly's entitled to go for it. It's still there between the legs, and now it's just a melee. And you see, it goes back in, and the goalkeeper gets a hand on it now. And yes. I think that's when the referee puts the whistle to his mouth and stops the play.
Could have been the first pushover goal we'd seen in football.
Quite possibly.
But this was Sheedy's effort late on in the game. It was a cracker.
Well, Theo said there's no one better in this position. The sweetest of left foot volleys. Very unfortunate not to creep inside the far post there. Good work from Bracewell, great cross and a lovely volley.
I thought they were just getting on top towards the latter half of the game there.
Yeah, they've had all the play, they're working the ball well, they're passing the ball well, but as I say, they just can't get through the Millwall back four. They've defended on their 18-yard line, and they can't quite get the ball in round behind them. I think Kevin will probably obviously say that that's what he wants.
Yes.
But as I say, Millwall defending superbly well.
Well, let's just quickly go back for some of your fans who are probably on the way like you back from the game at Brentford. It was 0-0, Brentford West Ham, and this was one of the chances that Clive had. Welcome back. So Millwall won up at Newcastle, and good news for Crystal Palace fans. They beat Leeds United 1-0. Andy Thorne, the scorer there, and that moves them out of the bottom three. Good result, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good result.
Been a good week for them too.
Yeah, the youngsters have come in and done a good job for them, and super result.
Right, OK, we can go back up there to Newcastle, and I think Mick McCarthy's there with Matthew Lorenzo.
Mick, congratulations on the first half performance. You must be delighted with things so far.
I'm delighted. I'm not sure congratulations are in order as yet. If it's still the same result after 90 minutes, I'll accept the congratulations then. But yeah, pleased that we're in front, but we can do more. You know, we were getting battered there for 5-10 minutes towards the end of the first half.
Theo Foley was saying in the commentary box that you're playing a game of getting them on the break.
Well, no, it just seems to be happening like that. You know, they're attacking as they're playing. Well, they're the home side. I did say to the lads before the game that they do have to beat us here, and we can catch them on the break.
OK, good luck to you.
Thanks.
Well, it's back in the commentary box with Theo Foley, my co-commentator, Brian Moore here. And Millwall leading a 0-0, then attack the goal to our right now in the all-blue strip. Clark getting the ball away, and a great break now for Newcastle. And Keller brings down Lee. Well, he must have played the ball first. Newcastle fans were looking towards the referee there. The referee decided there certainly wasn't a penalty. It was an excellent piece of timing by Keller, just as it was by O'Brien there. Here's Goodman now for Millwall. What a great start to the second half now, and Benison comes in, Cernicek gets it away.
That was a very good decision, Brian, by the referee. I thought the boy Keller played the ball, never touched Robert Lee, who never really was positive enough to me on his decision as to what to do.
There's a great ball by Lee now for Clark. He's got Cooper after him. Clark still going on over the top.
I tell you, Brian, I wouldn't like to be around when he does score, because when he does, he'll get loads. He's a very impressive boy. I've not seen him before. He's really impressed me.
Holding off Cooper here, turning Stevens, and then just getting under it, and over the crossbar it goes. What a great start to the second half. Millwall 1-0. Clark. Bracewell in there. Talking to Lenny Lawrence at half-time, who's the co-commentator here for Tyne Tees television, said he thought, Theo, that they might consider putting Robert Lee more or less permanently out on the right-hand side and put Lee Clark up as a front runner with David Kelly.
I think that would be a very good idea, Brian, because I don't think he's
Cunningham. There's the cross. And Barber, it's a goal kick. Sorry, Theo.
Yes, I think it's a very good idea, that, because I do feel that he's happier in that position, Robert Lee. I don't think he likes it with his back to goal, really, Brian, to be honest. He certainly wasn't positive in that lovely ball in that position there a moment ago.
There is Lee with a header, playing it wide for Benison. But Clark is furthest forward here, and that came off Kelly. It'll be a goal kick for Millwall. Cunningham gets it back. O'Brien knocks it forwards. Ian Dawes. Away goes Goodman. Kilbrine gets there first. Worth chasing in on the goalkeeper in these conditions, because you might panic him into all sorts of mistakes. Morley couldn't quite get to that one. It's knocked away by Kevin Scott. Millwall's throw, Ian Dawes with it. Finding Phil Barber. Dawes. Well, getting each other's way there. Throw to Newcastle. Benison with it. Phil Klein getting it forwards. Andy Roberts. Oh, and it's come now. Can Keller get there first? Wasn't much to spare for him as Liam O'Brien went chasing after that one. I thought for a time that O'Brien looked to be favourite to get there. Howie to Scott. Played wide for Benison. Kelly, a little dummy. It comes to Clark. Looks for something on the turn. Millwall keep their composure. And Dawes gets it away up towards Goodman. Barber plays it forward again. Looks to get it going again. Oh, he almost got Morley in there. Roberts could make nothing of it. And it's played back again to Cernicek. Cooper beaten in the air, but getting good support by Stevens. They work well, those two together, don't they?
They certainly do, Brian. What's happening really is that there's not much reaction when the ball gets blocked in a block tackle like just what's happened there. And what worries Mick, I'm sure now, will be the ease with which on both occasions players got through and onto Casey Keller, who's been magnificent. Got to say that. Magnificent.
Here's Andy May. Penny Cunningham. May again. Bogey. Was a free kick. Penny Cunningham, the 21-year-old boy from Dublin, with the free kick for Millwall, finds John Goodman. Harry. Cutting inside Bogey. Cut out by May. Cunningham gets it forward again. Bogey knocks it inside for May. But Newcastle are fighting as well, and they get the throw here. Temperature dropping all the time, and it can only mean that the pitch will become more difficult as the game progresses. But here's Sheedy trying to hold up Cunningham. There's a few elbows going there, a few flags flying from the linesman, and the referee playing a good, sensible advantage there. And it comes in the end to the advantage of Millwall as Dawes gets Barber down the left side. It's got Goodman in the middle. Morley's coming in as well. Can Morley get there first? No, because Howie just beat him to it. Up to Clark. Forward to O'Brien, a good advantage again played by the referee, who's playing a big part in this game himself. Kelly. This time there has to be a free kick to Newcastle, the foul by Andy Roberts. They want to take it quickly, and Sheedy has done just that. Robert Lee on the far side. There's his cross.
I definitely wouldn't go and make the tee, Brian. This is going to be a really cracker, I'll tell you. It really is. It started so well in this half. The tackles and the passing has been excellent.
Venison now for Newcastle, finds Kelly. There was a little ricochet there. Clark's up there. Lee's in there too. Sheedy also, but it's Cunningham who got the header away. Bracewell playing it wide again for Sheedy. Still Newcastle searching for all their worth their equalising goal, scored by Jamie Morley after 21 minutes for Millwall. Venison now with the cross. Sheedy and O'Brien got in each other's way, and only Goodman is up for Millwall, being policed by Scott and Kilcline. Here's Scott for Newcastle. Millwall backpedaling again. It comes through to David Kelly. And again, no foul, says the referee. The Newcastle fans are unhappy. He said it was a dive by Kelly, and Millwall bring it away again with Jamie Morley.
What happened, Brian? He didn't have the pace to go by, so he just tried to hold him up. That was another good decision. We'll come in with some criticism, I'm sure, the referee.
I tell you, this referee has done really well today.
Marvellous.
Stephen Bell from Huddersfield. That's a free kick, I would imagine. The foul by Ian Dawes on Robert Lee. Already taken. Kelly chasing. Cooper was there too. Dawes for Millwall also. Roberts a little touch for Barber. Down the line it goes again. Morley chasing, but Kilcline has got a head start on him. Kept in play by Barry Venison. No, he couldn't keep it in play. It's a Millwall throw.
I think that's a marked difference, you know, Brian. The ability of Stevens and Cooper to react when they make a mistake. Both Scott and Kilcline look a little bit suspect when their back is to the field of play.
Playing some good stuff, Newcastle, but one or two of the cogs are missing now. Peacock, of course, who's got a touch of flu and didn't even start. Beresford, the left back, who's gone off. To be replaced by Kilcline. Andy May making the break for Millwall. Sweeping it wide. Morley is there. Bogey's outside him. Played inside for May again, but that wasn't a good ball played by Morley. And Clark weaving a little bit of magic here, and then allowing the ball to go out of play for a Millwall throw. Which Cunningham will take. Morley get on the end of this? Clark. Venison. Cooper across there so quickly, but it's a Newcastle throw. Clark again, stopped though that time by May. Knocked forward, Morley's just offside. He was only about 2 yards inside the Newcastle half as well. Morley, who scored the only goal today so far, scored twice last week against Grimsby.
That's some offside, that.
Well, I mean, it can't.
He's got his own rules.
He has got his own rules. You can't be inside offside in your own half, so it can't possibly have been from there. That's about the right spot.
That. You got to have a book of rules for Christmas.
Bogey thought turning away from trouble, but in the end turning into trouble, but then had a second go at it, found Barber, but then it ran awkwardly for Phil Barber, and Millwall under a bit of pressure at this moment. Up goes Kilcline, knocked away though by Roberts, up to Goodman. Running with the ball, and Roberts now, but Cernicek's out there and finds Kilcline with it. Sheedy, knocked by Dawes. Goodman's trying to get to this one, and Goodman got there, but he's headed it wide.
That's exactly what I said, Brian. I always feel the pace of Goodman is a very big asset for Millwall. And on these conditions, if you let the ball bounce, he's very, very fast and direct.
I must say I've seen Newcastle half a dozen times this season. And this is a sort of display they put on every time. But you have to say also that Millwall are more than matching it in this game at St James's Park today. And lead 1-0 if you just joined us. Millwall in the blue strip. Millwall 1-0 ahead. Liam O'Brien for Newcastle. Republic of Ireland international. A little chip forward. May got his head to it. Lee with a long-range shot. Keller as sure as he could possibly be again. Had a terrific game, not least a wonderful save that he made very early on in the game. From Lee Clark, if memory serves me. May putting that one forward towards Morley. Scott gets it back to Cernicek, and it's a Millwall throw.
I think Casey Keller's been the difference, if you want my honest opinion, Brian, between Millwall winning and losing at the moment. Made 3 brilliant saves.
Millwall look as though they're going to bring Alex Ray on. Cernicek's out there. On by Kelly, Clark couldn't get on the end of it. Great work by Keith Stevens. That was a super bit of defensive play by Stevens. And here come Millwall again as Bogey finds Morley. Bogey now down that right touchline, trying to beat O'Brien. And in the end gets a throw for Millwall. Good spirit in this Millwall side right now. And the Newcastle bench know that there's a real big job on their hands to pull this game round. Millwall leading 1-0. Cunningham with the throw. Bogey. Knocked in by Cunningham, and Goodman couldn't quite get the touch to it. Howie. Might well be Bogey they take off.
I wouldn't be surprised, Brian. I do feel that he's actually tried to do far too much on the ball to try and make people aware that he was coming back. Bit of an unfortunate situation for him.
It is Bogey who's coming off. And number 14, Alex Ray, the 23-year-old Scottish under-21 international, coming on for Millwall.
Do you know, you impress me more and more, Brian, with your knowledge.
It's all written down for me. Bogey, I'm sorry actually to see him come off. Well, I'm not sorry to see him come off because that's what Mick McCarthy. I'm just sorry that some of the Newcastle fans should have seen fit to boo him as a former Newcastle player. They always think so much of their former players up here, don't they?
Yes, they do indeed. And they're such great fans. They're as good as fans as you'll get anywhere.
It's a Millwall throw. Oh, Malcolm Allen's coming on. We think it's Morley. Yes, Jamie Morley coming off. Well, he's had a touch of flu. He was telling me he's been in bed for a couple of days this week with a touch of flu, but certainly didn't want to miss this game, and his contribution so far has been excellent. He's worked so hard and now just run out of steam, but his goal is the goal after 21 minutes that separates these two sides. Malcolm Allen is on, who scored the winner here, incidentally, last season. So Millwall have made 2 substitutions now. Clark. Dawes knocking it down the line. Well kept in by Barry Venison. Here's Lee. Kept in again. Ball out of play though on the far side. Or is it a free kick? It's a free kick to Newcastle.
I'm actually quite surprised that that Mick's decided to bring Malcolm Allen on. It's actually just decided to give the boy Morley an hour, as you say, and that's it. But it leaves him with nothing else, you see, Brian. That's it.
I think
he's
it
got all
must
these
just
players.
be that
Yes.
Morley must be absolutely shattered if he's had this flu hanging about him all week, and he really has worked here today.
I just hope they're able to keep their shape and their nerve with the substitutions.
Casey Keller's ball.
I'm quite sure Newcastle are going to up the tempo, if it's even possible, a little bit more. Possibly they will bring on a sub.
Well, the only one they've left is Franz Carr, who could create quite a threat in the closing stages with fresh legs and his speed down the right flank. At the moment, it's Liam O'Brien for Newcastle to Barry Venison. Long ball away by Dawes, up towards Goodman. A foul by Goodman on Kilcline. Just when John Goodman thought he was away. Cooper's header. Dawes with the clearance, up towards Allen. Bada. Ball bounced awkwardly for him, and O'Brien got possession here for Newcastle. He's glided past Roberts. Oh, Kelly tried an overhead kick. Well, it's Robert Lee on the ball now, or rather Bracewell on the ball now, and he's found Venison, who finds Lee. Bracewell, that's a corner.
It's always a big difference, Brian, when Robert Lee gets the ball in that wide position. He looks comfortable, he always achieves something. To me, that's his best position, there's no doubt about it. Possibly they'll bring Franz Carr up and play him up the front.
Well, Kilcline is the man they've got to worry at the moment. Scott's in there too. And another good save, and it was Kilcline who got the header.
Casey Keller who made the save. Great save.
Keller's a great save. Kilcline really launched himself at this one. Keller bounced just awkwardly in front of him too. He's never scored for Newcastle, Brian Kilcline. Keller's done exceptionally well today. Bracewell knocking it on. And Millwall still doggedly holding to this one-goal lead. "20 minutes of the second half gone. Here's Lee Clark. Played for Kevin Scott, whose mistake let Morley in. Towards Malcolm Allen. Beaten in the air by Scott. How he gets it back.
I think Newcastle will have to go another route now, Brian. I think they've tried as much as they can to break down Millwall's defence. They'll possibly have to go another way.
Dawes laying it in for Malcolm Allen, but beaten away by Scott. Andy Roberts. They pushed Andy Roberts into a more defensive position, actually,
yes.
Theo, in this second half.
Yes,
he was playing wide on the right, wasn't he, for much of the first half, and he's sitting alongside Andy May. He's chasing the ball there, just in front of the back four, but it's Newcastle coming forward again now. Liam O'Brien to Sheedy. To O'Brien again, now to Howie. Millwall have got plenty back, they might need them. It's Cooper who gets it clear, not very far. Benison's throw for Newcastle. Lee Clark. Down a bit of space there for Lee to get a left-footed cross in. O'Brien's in there, Sheedy's in there, and my goodness me, that was Alex Ray with an extraordinary piece of defence just when Sheedy thought that ball was falling invitingly for him.
I'm sure he was waiting on that one to drop, Brian. He would have given that some left foot stick, I can assure you.
Corner for Newcastle, a deep one, and over the top, I think again from Kilcline.
In the opening 2 or 3 minutes of the half, Brian, Newcastle got through on the break, as I said, through mainly block tackles and what have you. But they really haven't opened Millwall up all that well. Although Mick says they've been pushed back. You'd expect to be pushed back with a team with 39 points and a crowd like this.
Alex Ray, who's taken really Roberts' place on that right-hand side, so Roberts can go more central. Here's Goodman. Now can he get something here? Malcolm Allen's there, but Goodman decided to go on his own and was trying far too much. Venison got back so quickly. May. Cooper. The reliable Stevens. Cunningham. Stevens again. Playing it for Malcolm Allen. Oh, it's given away this time, though. Here's Clark now taking it forward for Newcastle. Kelly's there too, and so too is Casey Kelly. Halfway through the second half. What a victory it would be for Millwall if they could just hold this one-goal lead for another 22 and a half minutes. Allen. This time it's Roberts making the break. He's done very well. Goodman's on the far side. The ball's skating off that surface, and he didn't really get a confident touch on it at all. Terrific work by Andy Roberts, though.
It was indeed. You have to admire Millwall, Brian, the way they've played. They've not been afraid, they've kept their nerve, and that was pure football that got him in there. Great cross, he really should have scored there.
Here's Roberts again, who set up that chance. Flicking it forward this time for Cunningham to make them a break from the back. There's a good cross coming in. Senacek catching it well. A little throw out, and away come Newcastle again with O'Brien. Space on the right there. Oh, well played by Andy May. Cunningham. Oh, he's given it that away, though. Sheedy. Little touch forward. Bracewell there, beaten by May. May's long ball out towards Goodman. Waiting for Malcolm Allen to come up and join him. And Dawes in there as well.
I tell you, they definitely had an overload there. If Ian had kept his nerve, he would have been in. That was a very poor effort from him, really. Very good ball again over the back of Kilcline.
Cooper's header. Alex Ray. Stopped by Scott. Trying to find Kelly on the far side. Nodded down. Here's Venison. Clark dummied it, but Millwall didn't buy that dummy. It was not a very good clearance, though. Howie playing it wide. O'Brien, long-range shot, well wide of Keller's goal. And a goal kick for Millwall.
What they're actually doing, Brian, is they're getting so many players in there, Millwall, that when the ball is played square, they're flat in the line, and so the runs become very, very hard. And I think that's frustrating Newcastle. In the general play, I think Newcastle have got a better chance of getting in. And I think they've got to bring another player on now. He must go another route, Kevin. He's got to.
Allen. Dawes venturing forward again. There's his cross. Sheedy. Oh, that was a pretty heavy challenge there by Andy May. That's going to be a yellow card. And in the meantime, they're taking off Kevin Sheedy while this is happening, and Franz Carr is coming on for Newcastle. We'll have a look at this again, Theo. Actually, it didn't look as bad there as it did in normal speed, to be honest, but it's a yellow card for Andy May.
You have to go back to the first 5 minutes of the game, Ryan, when he made the same tackle on Paul Bracewell, and I think at that stage of the game, I don't think he really needs to do it. I think he's already sounded people out, and I feel that's an unnecessary tackle in a position that's not really dangerous at all.
Franz Carr, then, you've seen him on the left flank in place of Kevin Sheedy. Well, his pace in the later stages of the game might well be a problem. Now here's Goodman picking himself up well, being chased by Carr and by O'Brien. That's a Newcastle throw. Scott. Kelly, no foul. May. Thought about the little pass inside the fullback, but I suppose suspected that Malcolm Allen might just have been offside. Delayed it just for a moment. It's Dawes now. Barber on the far touchline. A throw to Millwall. Now is Stephen. Carr. Gone past Cunningham. Looking to get to that byline, whipping it in, and Keller concedes the corner.
It's obvious, Brian, that if you put somebody like Franz Carr on at this stage, when players are tired in very difficult conditions, the conditions are worse than all the time, he's going to cause a problem.
He's going to be a handful now. Robert Lee. Someone get on the end of that one for Newcastle. They can't, and Millwall are coming out quickly to try and challenge O'Brien. It's Goodman who's closest to him. Finds Bracewell. Andy May there, though. Franz Carr. There he goes again, but linesman indicating a foul by Cunningham, or rather by Alex Ray. A free kick to Newcastle. It's with Carr again. Oh, he turned very well then, whipped in his cross. Cunningham was waiting for Ray to react. Linesman flagging here, and has set a penalty. The linesman has indicated a penalty. That was a very, very hard decision. Well, the Millwall players, that was entirely the linesman's decision, not the referee's. It was entirely the linesman's decision. He's now being surrounded down, you can't see him in the picture there, but being surrounded by Millwall players. They are furious with the linesman. Theo Foley, here we are again. Look at
there's no doubt about it. Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Brian, that the referee, who's been absolutely marvellous, has took notice of his linesman. He was in a better position to me than the linesman was, and yet he gave the decision. And they're quite right, the Millwall lads, to be incensed with that, because he was going nowhere, and it was a very, very innocuous challenge.
Well, I'll tell you something also. Newcastle have had problems with penalties this season. I think they've missed 3. David Kelly's taking this one. He scored from 1 of his 11 goals this season, 1 from the penalty spot. And I think Malcolm Allen might be in trouble. No, the referee's decided not. But that seemed to me an extremely harsh decision indeed. Kelly with a penalty. It's 1-1.
It's a very sad way down, I think, Brian, to concede a goal. If you defended well, as they have Millwall, that's, for me, I think that's a bad way to defend it.
Penalty hammered in by Kelly for his 12th goal of the season, his second from the spot, and it ties it up at 1-1 with just a quarter of an hour to go.
And it'll get warmer, Brian.
And I tell you now, there's going to be problems on the field there on, and I thought for a moment the players were getting a little hot under the collar there. The referee's calling. One decision changes the whole atmosphere within a game, doesn't it?
And he's been such a good referee, Brian. He's been outstanding for me. I think the Millwall bench might give this linesman a little bit of stick on the way along. A very, very harsh decision now.
Well, let's see how Millwall react. Stevens pumping it into the crowd. Newcastle smelling blood now. Clark, Venison. And Cooper gets that away. Comes to Lee Clark again. Venison. And again Venison. This time finding Robert Lee, hoisting it high towards Franz Clark and Kenny Cunningham behind for the Newcastle corner. These are difficult moments for Millwall now, and a real test of their temperament and of their concentration. Franz Clark with it. To Clark. To O'Brien. Millwall, everybody except one back. Got it down, it didn't quite fall for Howie, and it's Keith Stevens knocking it away up towards Malcolm Allen. A little touch by him. Alex Ray to Malcolm Allen. Good play here by Millwall. Cunningham now taking it on. Allen again. Free kick. Allen getting a little heavily involved there with Bracewell.
That's only reaction, Brian, I think, born out of frustration. I think Paul Bracewell has reacted because he felt he was challenged rather late by Malcolm Allen there, but I think it's just an unfair. Millwall possibly feel they've been cheated, and rightly so.
I don't know
they're
why.
They're going to have to defend now, and they've got 26,000 Geordies shouting at them.
Kelly knocked it away again. Barber getting it clear, but the whistle's gone. I don't know about cheated. I mean, the linesman obviously gave what he saw, but the thing that surprises me in those occasions is the referee has been so strong all the way through, at least didn't go and have a word with the linesman to find out. I mean, the linesman put his flag across his chest, indicating a penalty, and the referee pointed straight to the spot.
What surprises me is that he was in a better position than the linesman.
Absolutely.
It's gone.
Yes, the scoreline then, Newcastle United 1, Millwall 1. I don't want to get on the wrong side of referees, but I just, maybe someone could explain why the referee wouldn't go to a linesman, just take his word. I mean, he must have had a view, and his view was that it wasn't a penalty.
Correct.
Because he would have given it if he thought it was. Stevens nodding it back, with enough purchase on it to get back to colour. 10 minutes of the game left, 1-1 we stand. Finish it off. Alex Ray's in there as well. Into the side netting. There was a chance there.
That was a bad effort, Brian, because all he had to do was knock the ball across the goal, and there's several players coming in. Maybe he felt he could score the lad, but I didn't feel he had a chance there.
I think maybe he saw a gap on that near post, you know, because it looked to me as though Cernicek was a little off that near post. He didn't begin to catch it properly, though. Clark trying to play Kelly in. Kelly's shot. Keller's save.
I think it's the only way to have beaten this man today. I really do.
Indoors for Millwall. X-ray again. Goodman trying to get in there, might get there first. Almost made it, and it very nearly fell into the path of Malcolm Allen. Cunningham couldn't quite get there. Allen gets it back. The whistle's gone, and it's a free kick. But Goodman's speed suddenly almost unhinged Newcastle again. There's Kenny Cunningham.
Brian, his speed will definitely unsettle Kilcline and the boy Scott on these conditions. There's no doubt about it. He has got a terrific turn of pace. As far as I'm concerned, if he could just finish a little bit when he gets in those positions, he would be lethal.
Bracewell playing it wide. Venison dinking it in. Cooper getting it away in the touch. Venison with the throw for Newcastle. Oh, great save by Keller from Clark. Well, I think if there's any doubt who the man of the match for the Theo was going to choose today, that was a stupendous save. And Clark hit that superbly, and here come Newcastle again with Robert Lee. It's an up and under. Kelly tries to get in there. Clark, and again, Keller has saved it.
Actually,
wonderful reactions there by the young American.
every time I see him, Brian, he just gets better and better, and his handling is impeccable, even in these conditions.
This is a real nasty one, a real up and under. It might have gone anywhere. Keller really alert on his line, knocked down by Kelly, and saved again from Clark.
I'd like to be here when he scores, Clark.
Here we go again. Scott bringing it forward for Newcastle. Here's Franskar. Skipping the challenge of Ray. Finds Scott again. Now finds O'Brien. They'll have to watch him from any range. It's Lee Clark again, trying to get Venison in this time. There's the cross, Bracewell's head up. And Casey Keller, the linesman was flagging in any case.
That linesman is always correct. Or most of the time.
Here we go again, he's given an offside against... Yes, David Kelly was offside. 6 minutes to go. Here's Alex Ray. Goodman's made another good break. This time Ray had just put a little too much beef into that pass. But a good throw by Cernicek, straight to Venison. He's knocked a good ball in there, but what a super game this is, you know, isn't it?
It really is. There's no doubt about it. Millwall keep their nerve. They'll hold on to what they have.
But can they keep their nerve? And it's Franskar. Andy May, good play again. Delightful play, picked up by Goodman. Superb skills there by May. Now can Goodman find a way past Scott? There he comes. There was a foul on Goodman, giving the free kick, an indirect free kick to Millwall. 5 minutes to go.
I can't hear the whistle, and I realise why. I've got these earphones on.
Here taking this one, Keith Stevens in the box. Millwall taking their time. Cunningham with the cross, punched away there by Cernicek. Andy Roberts turning it into May, knocked out by Kelly, knocked back in again there towards Malcolm Allen. Now Alex Ray, who hits a good ball from distance, but not on this occasion. Cooper underneath this one. Bracewell. Getting it wide for Venison.
I suppose people watching wonder why Liam O'Brien's tipped that ball out there. The reason is simple, is that Millwall have pushed him so much that there's little where else for him to play the ball. He's trying to keep the ball in play and hit it almost towards the corner flag.
I should think also people watching Theo, particularly in South London, will have their fingers and just about everything else crossed that Millwall can hold on for another 4 minutes. Man of the match, this man here?
No hesitation. He gets better and better. I wouldn't mind being his agent, Casey Keller.
Casey Keller, man of the match, gets the bubbly. So with still 4 minutes of this Barclays First Division game to go, it's at 1-1. Tries to bring Goodman in on the far side. Andy Roberts is taking up a good position, and Malcolm Allen's in there as well. Here's Malcolm Allen. Scott getting it away to Venison. Here comes Dawes. Barber. Three minutes left.
Time to his television's man of the match this afternoon is the Millwall goalkeeper, Casey.
Well, the fact
I didn't think that was popular, Brian.
Now let's see what Phil Barber can do for Millwall here. The cross comes in. Millwall get a corner. Off Barry Venison. Well, there's a little knot of Millwall fans in the far corner. They were the only ones to applaud the announcement of Casey Keller as our man of the match.
Hey, don't forget, I live in South London. I know where I'm better off.
Barber with the corner for Millwall. Floated gently in there. Kelly gets it away. I don't think Ray will get to that one. Out to Keith Stevens. Played in once again. Can Goodman get on the end of this? Saved by Cernicek with 2 minutes of the game left. Barber couldn't keep it in play. Newcastle will want to keep it going now. Hope that they might snatch a winner in the 90 seconds or so that remain. O'Brien plays it forward. Here's Robert Lee. Clark, another corner for Newcastle. Lee, Clark, crossed in again. Cooper, big and strong, getting that one away. Liam O'Brien, need to hold him up. Scott again, O'Brien, little chip in there. The flag is up on the far side against Robert Lee. We're into the last minute of the game.
It's really kept everybody warm, this game, Brian.
It has. It's been a wonderful exhibition and a superb advertisement for the First Division of the Barclays League.
And what we're tending to forget, and you watching at home, is the conditions. They really are very, very cold.
Kilcline forcing his way into that situation, got the header in. Barber knocking it forward. They've just got to pass to each other now, Millwall. Not concede the ball. There's Alex Ray. No time for silly mistakes. Oh, my goodness me, and he has given it away to Venison. Up to Goodman, being hustled by Kilcline. Gets it wide again for Ray. And the canny old ball that's played right at the end of a game. And Millwall are looking now just for the 1-1, because we're playing time added on at the end of 90 minutes. And a super game comes to an end. A great result for Millwall coming here against the league leaders and getting a 1-1 draw. David Kelly's controversial penalty in the second half, bringing the scores level after Jamie Morley had put Millwall into the lead in the first half after 21 minutes. But a superb exhibition on a difficult pitch from both sides. Newcastle still streaking away, of course, at the top of the first division. But Millwall are in there and they're chasing. And on this performance that showed great skill and great pluck, they've also got a lot to say for themselves when it comes to playoff places towards the end of the season. A quick last word from Theo Foley.
I've been most impressed with Millwall, the fact that they kept their nerve, took the chance when it was there, withstood all the pressure, and that's the reason, as I said, that Casey Keller kept them in it. But Newcastle, Brian, the first time I've seen them, they will be a credit to any division. Very good team, very good side. Smashing day. Wish everybody a happy Christmas.
And indeed from all of us. And as Mick McCarthy said, Newcastle can be caught. Well, Millwall might be one of the chasing pack that will have their eye on the possibility of catching them.
There we are, then, ones each today.
The crowd begin to disperse here at St James's Park. They maybe will be a little disappointed that their side has not picked up another 3 points, but I think they're great sports here, and they probably will say, yeah, Millwall gave everything they've got and showed a great deal of skill themselves. We're looking for an interview now. I hope we're the man of the match, are we, Casey Keller? No? Oh, it's going to be Mick McCarthy. So let's get Mick McCarthy talking here to Matthew Lorenzo.
Mick, a controversy to that match. How did you see the penalty incident?
Well, until I see it, until one of you guys show me on television, I'm not going to comment on it, but it didn't look like a penalty for me. But, you know, manager of Millwall, I'm going to say that, aren't I? But I'd like to think I'd be known for one thing, that's for being honest. And if it was a penalty, I would say so. But from where I was sitting, it looked nothing like one. I think everybody's surprised. They were surprised, but the crowd give a big cheer, you know, and it does help when you've got 30,000 people shouting penalty.
Until that moment, were you confident you could have defended your lead?
Well, we had done, hadn't we, all the game? I mean, I know we were under pressure, and they had a few chances, but I thought we defended exceptionally well.
Your away record hasn't been brilliant, just the 2 wins. This might have been a third, but it was a good result all the same.
Well, I think before the game, you know, if you'd have said we're going to come to Newcastle and be 1-0 up and have the 3 points nicked off us with a penalty decision that looked dubious, like I say, until I see it, I can't really say, I would have been happy to settle for that, so I'm happy with the point.
OK, Mick, thanks very much.
Pleasure, thanks.